This Memorial Day weekend, we honor the fallen at America's Home for Racing.
The 66th running of the Coca-Cola 600.
The individuals depicted have been arrested but not convicted at the time of story postings. This information does not infer or imply guilt of any actions or activity other than their arrest. We make no warranty or guarantee as to the accuracy of this data. Welcome back into the WHKY News and the Crime Report. I'm Ralph Mangum. In Catawba County Superior Court Thursday, a Catawba County jury found a 64-year-old Jessie Allen Crawford of Hickory guilty of first-degree murder in the death of Iris Renee Robinson, bringing a trial of nearly 2 weeks to an end. The jury needed a little more than an hour to return the guilty verdict. The Honorable Karen Edie Williams, Superior Court judge from Mecklenburg County, sentenced Crawford to life without parole. The trial began with jury selection on May 12th, followed by opening statements from the state and the defense. Following evidence presentation from both sides, including testimony from the defendant, closing arguments took place Thursday before the case went to the jury for deliberation. In June of 2021, Newton police responded to a shots fired report at a residence. They found the victim lying in the yard with gunshot wounds to her upper body. Witness accounts indicated that the defendant came to the property and assaulted Ms. Robinson as she and others were setting up for a cookout. After they were separated, Crawford went to his car, retrieved a gun, and started pointing it at people on the property. He left in his car but returned a short while later, got out, and fired 4 times, striking Ms. Robinson with multiple rounds. Autopsy reports showed that Ms. Robinson died of fatal wounds to the torso and abdomen from shots fired from a .45 caliber handgun. Testimony in the case revealed the volatility of the relationship between Crawford and Ms. Robinson, highlighting the physical abuse he inflicted upon her before taking her life. Sergeant Dylan Adkins and Lieutenant William Garrett led the investigation for the Newton Police Department. Assistant District Attorneys Jessica Phillips and Nancy Lee prosecuted the matter for the state with aid from legal assistants Amy Bischoff and Dia Crow. With more from the courtroom, Rob Eastwood has the details on a prison sentence and a federal fraud case.
53-year-old Stephen Andaloro of Mooresville on Thursday was sentenced to 45 months in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release for orchestrating a $6.1 million investment fraud scheme and for fraudulently obtaining more than $2.6 million in COVID relief funds. The announcement was made by Russ Ferguson, the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of North Carolina. U.S. District Judge Kenneth D. Bell also ordered Andaloro to pay restitution to the victims of his fraud. According to documents filed in the case and the sentencing hearing from 2018 to 2021, Andaloro operated an investment fraud scheme where he induced victims to invest in businesses, both real and fictitious, by making false representations about where and how the investors' money would be invested. In addition to that scheme, Andaloro also engaged in COVID fraud. Court records show that from April of 2020 to March of 2021, he obtained funds from the Paycheck Protection Program by submitting fraudulent applications for disaster relief loans intended for businesses that suffered economic hardship due to the pandemic. Andaloro received more than $2.6 million in disaster relief funds. Andaloro remains released on bond. He will be ordered to report to the Federal Bureau of Prisons upon designation of a facility. Once again, a 45-month prison sentence for Stephen Andaloro of Mooresville. Reporting for WHKY News, I'm Rob Eastwood.
Thank you, Rob. Arianna Mack wraps it up with a Statesville arrest for firearms and marijuana.
That's correct, Ralph. 20-year-old Justin Smith Davidson of Statesville was arrested Wednesday by Statesville police officers. He's charged with possession of a weapon of mass destruction, possession with intent to sell and deliver marijuana, felony possession of marijuana, carrying a concealed weapon, and possession of drug paraphernalia. On Wednesday, the Statesville Police Department received a report of suspicious activity at Mallard Creek Apartments on Simonton Road. The department's Eastwood's crime reduction team initiated an investigation in response to the complaint and identified Justin Smith Davidson of Statesville as the occupant of the residence in question. Based on probable cause developed during the investigation, officers obtained a search warrant for the location. As a result of the investigation and execution of the search warrant, CRT members seized 181 grams of marijuana, a 9mm handgun equipped with an aftermarket switch, making it fully automatic, digital scales, ammunition, U.S. currency, and other drug-related paraphernalia. Davidson was transported to the Iredell County Jail, where he was taken before a magistrate and held without bond due to being out on bond for prior charges. District court dates are scheduled for June 4th and June 10th. I'm Arianna Mack for WHKY.
Thanks, Arianna, and thank you all for joining us on today's Crime Report. For WHKY, I'm Ralph Mangum, reminding you to keep it clean and keep it legal.